What's going on, boys and girls? My name is Michael SK, and welcome back to the Fruit of Grisaia. So I hope you all had a fantastic Christmas or Hanukkah or whatever you celebrate or don't celebrate. I hope you just had a fantastic time. But yes, it is now the 26th. Christmas is done. We're actually now moving into the transitioning phase towards the new year. 2017. Man, has this been a crazy year for my channel, but this isn't the time to think back on that. I'll have a video for that later. But anyways, yes, it's been a while. That's basically what I'm leading into. It has actually been 8 days since I last recorded, and I apologize for that. Leading up to Christmas has been a very busy time for me, and I've just been dealing with a bunch of other shit, so I've been unable to record this. Plus, my friend wanted to do Sakura Christmas party, which I regret doing, but whatever. I guess it was a fun, cringy time that I could look back on and just think to myself, why the fuck? But whatever. Anyways, yeah, we're back after a little bit of a break, and I'm trying my hardest to get all these episodes out before episode 200, which I would like to put out either on the 30th or the 1st of January. I'm not sure what I'll do. And then the 31st will be like my reflecting on the year. That'll be that video. Because, I mean, like I said, it's been a pretty crazy year. Especially with this playthrough. Holy shit. It's hard to believe that it's been almost a year since we started this damn thing. But, whatever. Let's get back into it. Since it has been a while, I actually have no idea what we did last time. But apparently it's the 15th day, so that's great. Also, I'm not exactly sure if things either look different for me or there's just nothing, like, I don't know. I feel like there's a problem with the picture ever since I moved my monitors around. Maybe it's just from where I'm sitting, or I really don't know. I actually do not know. If there's a difference in picture or color or whatever in any of these videos, please say something, because that means I need to move stuff back around and try to fix whatever the problem may be, because I don't know, ever since yesterday, just things have felt really different whenever I sit here in front of my my monitor, but whatever. I guess the reason is because now I've got two displays, but whatever. Let's get back into it, guys. I'm sorry for the 3-minute intro. Just as Sakaki said, there are no immediate changes in Makina's everyday life. She's able to follow her usual routine without incident. On the days when she works at the bakery, I quietly follow her on the way over, and in the evenings, I wait outside to walk her home. It's starting to become a normal part of my day. When I slip out of the school's front gate a little after Makina, I never fail to spot a certain silver station wagon following her. Presumably more observers from the IGS detective agency. The first time I casually glanced in through the side window, I noticed that the man holding the steering wheel wasn't that Naoyuki Ihara guy who'd screwed up the last time. Idiots clumsy enough to get their wallets stolen and while following a target presumably get reassigned to pushing paper around. I felt a small twinge of conscience. Passed quickly, though. I don't know who the new guy in charge is, but since he was given the job after the dunce failed, he's most likely a pretty competent investigator. On top of which, we've now got 2 men assigned to the case. From what Sakaki tells me, the people employing IGS are indeed connected to the Branch family. More shit I don't understand. And yes, I know there have been people in the comments trying to explain everything, but that doesn't mean I'm gonna get it. I appreciate, like, all the details and help. That's just, this whole clan and Branch family shit, like, I get the basic idea, but it's still kinda confusing. Not even kinda, it's really confusing. In short, they're probably trying to determine whether Makina is obediently keeping her head down, looking for any evidence of her coming into contact with the main family. The Silver Station wagon follows a good distance behind Makina until reaching the shopping district, at which point the man sitting in the passenger seat gets out, while the driver takes the vehicle around to park in an hourly lot on the other side of the station, then leans the seat back and lies down. It's what they call a package drop in my workplace. Since they've got 2 men on the job, the observer and his driver seem to have a clear division of labor. Makes it easier to deal with sudden or unforeseen developments. Might seem slightly excessive since, or it's just to keep an eye on Makina, but the bulk of their work actually seems to be investigating the people who enter the bakery where she works. The owner and his wife would already have been thoroughly checked, so instead they're photographing every single customer who stops by with a digital camera. They keep it up continuously from 9 in the morning till later than 5 in the evening. Jesus Christ. That sounds like an easy enough job and everything, but I just could not keep that up. Doing something that repetitive and that simple would just kill me. When Machina goes out to deliver bread, the man in the car heads over to her destination, and while his partner continues watching for customers in her absence. It must be ridiculously dull work, but they're very consistent and consensuous. Clearly, a private detective's life isn't all thrills. Yeah, exactly what I was saying. But despite this obsessive investigation, they haven't found any suspicious individuals coming into contact with Machina. If there's ever a reason besides stubbornness that the Branch family hasn't called off the surveillance at this point, Sakaki speculates it might have something to do with me. Looking into the people around Machina would naturally mean they pursued a thorough round of inquiries into the identities of those related to her school as well. The principal would be first on the list, but it no doubt included the visiting lecturers and the contractors who maintain the facilities. Sakaki, Amane, Michiru, and Sachi can't have been an exception. And among all these, there's one and only one individual whose investigation would have turned up absolutely nothing. Myself, Kazumi Yuji. Of course, I do have a profile. Anyone with a bit of knowledge about these things would find it suspicious at a single glance, but there aren't any conclusive flaws or contradictions. My papers are clean and beautiful as driven snow. There must be someone over there who didn't like that overly tidy, blatantly prepared personal history. That would seem the most likely explanation for the way they're dragging out this fruitless surveillance of Machina's surroundings. Gotta love these weird, very long transitions. They're probably aware that this investigation isn't getting anywhere, but they're not prepared to back down until they get a read on me. I'm sure IGS isn't too broken up about this state of affairs, since they're no doubt getting paid well for their dull but easy work. On the other hand, the Branch family must be getting pretty aggravated by the deadlock. If we can't finish the investigation, why not just remove the need to investigate? I don't know who made that call, but today the routine is finally broken. Ah, shit. I'm gonna have to get a drink of water for this. Oh my god. Fuck. I don't know why I did that. Anyways, in the early evening, I'm making my way over to the bakery to pick up Machina when I notice a black sedan surging up the road ahead. The classless roaring of its exhaust system drawing louder and louder as it approaches. That's not the only reason the car stands out. What the fuck? Oh, I thought I heard my phone. That's not the only reason the car stands out. All the side windows are covered with dark black film, and it's too low to the ground. It's so low to the ground, it's probably a cut spring. Zigzagging across the road to avoid a manhole cover, the car screeches to a halt in front of Machina's bakery, and before I can do anything but start in surprise, the window on the passenger side abruptly slides open. You've got to be shitting me. As I take a first hurried step forward, my scalp burning with a sudden surge of panic, the muzzle of an automatic appears from inside the car. God damn it. I've been too happy-go-lucky. It's not so complicated from their perspective, is it? Eliminating Machina solves their problem in a single step, and of all the simplistic ways to do it, I think that's supposed to be cliched. I don't know how to pronounce things. I hadn't even considered the damn possibility. For a moment... What the fuck? For a moment that seems to last a year, all I can do is curse my negligence. As the attackers speed past, I turn to memorize the number and make of their car. There's a sticker on the rear window with the words Team Blood Cherry under a crude sketch of a skull holding a cherry bomb in its teeth. A biker gang? It's also possible that they're pros in a stolen vehicle, pretending to be gangsters as a cover. And that's not what matters right now. Papa! Machina, you're alright. Any injuries? This was very anticlimactic, to be honest. Calm down, it was just some idiots from a biker gang screwing around. More importantly, you weren't injured?
僕の調理場にいたから怪我はないけど、なんなの？暴走族？
And we're gonna have to tell her it's a gang, because if we actually tell her, oh yeah, it's those guys that's been following you around, we're basically kind of screwing ourselves there, because then, like what was said in the previous session, you know, she's going to act differently, with suspicion. In any case, let's get back inside for the moment. A drive-by shooting is a lot like a bombing. By which I mean the safest place you can be is one that's been hit already. There aren't many idiots who will plug another bullet right where they fired the first one. When I enter the bakery with Machina, the owner is cradling a telephone against his shoulder, desperately explaining that shots were fired through his window. From the tone of his voice, it's clear that he's taking it to the... Taking? I just caught them in a mistake. I know there's been people that have told me before in one episode where I badmouthed these people, saying that, oh, I can't understand a thing they say. And people are like, oh, it's not their fault, it's your fault. And it's like, oh, well, I guess you have a point there. But here it is. Here it is. Proof that I'm not wrong here. It's clear he's taking. No, it's clear he's talking. There you go. Hell yeah. Finally won. It's clear he's talking to the police. The nearest neighborhood station is right outside Mishima Cape Station. Feel like I just pronounced that wrong, even so I've probably pronounced that word so many times correctly. Or name, I would say, not really word. Mishima. Who the fuck cares? Not even 200 meters away as the crow flies. They should be here in minutes. Please don't let it be that guy again. At times like these, my bad premonitions are depressingly accurate. Last thing I want to deal with right now is my good friend Officer Sourface. Oh, hell yeah. Love that guy. That was the last episode, wasn't it? Fucking policeman. And his usual barrage of sarcasm and suspicion. Time to get moving. Under the circumstances, I was expecting a little resistance if Machina tried to leave as usual. But when the girl asks, can I go home now, her employer just nods and says good night. Now that the terror has faded, the man seems to have worked up a good bit of outrage over the damage to his shop. He's too busy shouting at the policeman on the other end of the line to worry about anything else. Alright, let's go home. Despite her dopey personality, Machina's got sharp instincts. She's surely figured out by now that the bullets fired into the shop weren't a random prank. A gloomy expression settled onto her face. I fall into step next to the girl. Next to the girl, what the fuck? Then wrap an arm around her shoulders and pull her close in a casually protective gesture. 4 bullets were fired in the direction of the shop. The first hit their signboard, the second and third penetrated the glass in the front show. The front show? Oh my god, I just caught them again! It's shop, not show, ya bitches! Ha! Got him. The front shop windows, ultimately lodging in the rear walls of the bakery. The fourth hit a plastic bucket in the alleyway outside. Most likely they weren't fired at any particular target. The point of the shooting was to intimidate and threaten the people inside. In other words, it was simple harassment. A warning to the effect of, we could kill you at any time if we needed you dead. Of course, the intent of the attackers doesn't change the fact that potentially deadly bullets were fired at her store. It's no consolation in the slightest. Should this simple but effective threat convince Machina to quit her job at the bakery, it'd minimize her contact with the outside world and reduce the time wasted on fruitless investigations. For the Branch family, it was probably a minor risk well worth taking. Are you alright? Machina has been trudging along silently at my side for some time, looking down at the pavement below. She hasn't said a word since we left the bakery. As if there's a single person in the world who isn't causing trouble for someone. There was a driver in that car with her sister. Not that I'm going to remind her. Some may say that's the responsible thing to do, but every person matters. And a person like her shouldn't be controlled. Maybe so, but you don't want to go back, do you? Then you don't have
で
to.
も
Not to worry, I'll make sure this sort of thing doesn't happen again.
どうするの？何をする気なのパパ？やめてよ。危ないことはしないで。お願いだよ。
Like, I want this to be a heartfelt moment, but every time she says Papa, I honestly don't know how to feel. It's nothing particularly dangerous. I'm just gonna get the police to give their full attention.
警察に？
It's an organization that exists to keep law-abiding citizens safe and secure. Only normal to rely on them at times like these, right?
うん。
Nothing to worry about. Leave it to me.
うん。
To be honest, my employer has a tendency not to view relying on the police favorably. And I don't personally enjoy begging them for favors myself. But the organization exists, and it's powerful enough once it gets moving. Not making use of them would be foolish. I guess it's the same day around the same time, but I'm pretty damn thirsty. I'm sorry. I'm just really thirsty. Once we made our way back to the dorm, I entrust the clearly depressed Makina to Komenisachi. I also considered the option of leaving this to Amine, but I decided our class representative would be the better choice this time. My reasoning concerns My reasoning concerns what you might call Sachi's peculiar virtues, specifically a certain quickness on the uptake, characteristic of an experienced maid, and the modesty to refrain from asking too many questions. When I abruptly show up and ask her to look after Makina, the girl doesn't request even the briefest of explanations. She would have if this was a situation that took place after, like this story, if it took place after Sachi's story. Which in a way I kind of wish it did, as I feel like it would also change like how other stories were told. I don't know. That's just like branching off sort of deal where you just go with one main character and then when you go to the other branch, everything that other branch has done like doesn't even matter. Everything we just went through doesn't matter to this one, and I don't know.
はい。お任せください。
Sorry guys, I was complaining there. Instead, she nods her assent without even a moment's hesitation. Things wouldn't have gone nearly this smoothly with Amine. When it comes to Makina, the woman's something of a worrywart. She wouldn't be able to help barraging us with questions. Although I'm sure Amine'd eventually understand the matters best left alone, it'd bother her so much that she'd end up getting gloomy too. That might leave Makina feeling even worse than before. I'll have to explain what happened to Amine and the others when in due time, but for the moment, leaving it to Sachi is probably the optimal choice.
マキちゃん、私のお部屋に来る？ミルクココアを入れようか。うん。ありがとう、サチ。
Sachi turns around with a flutter of her long skirt, gently rests a supportive hand on Makina's back, and heads for her room. For just an instant, the class representative looks back over her shoulder, her face expressionless as ever, and fixes her clear eyes on mine. I'd like to hear the circumstances later. She doesn't make a sound, but I hear the words clearly enough. I nod briefly, then make my way up the stairs and head toward a certain room. Sakaki, it's me. I knew it was going to be her since she's our info guy. What the fuck? Me, your grandson. I'm in trouble. Please transfer 1 million yen to the following bank account.
詐欺なら他を当たってちょうだい。私は忙しいのよ。
Sorry to interrupt, but please open the door. This is urgent. There's a brief moment of what seems like hesitation on her part, but soon the lock clacks open.
一体何なの？急用って。
I'm bleeding from my crotch and it just won't stop. Got any extra sanitary napkins? I was just kidding. Come back.
次にふざけたことを言ったら、本当に血が止まらなくしてあげるわよ。
Oh dear God. Sorry. This is serious, alright? Please hear me out.
何？言ってみなさいよ。
Back at it again with that box cutter, though. I noticed that. Let me borrow your computer.
は？
There's something I need to look into. I'd like to be left... Oh, shit. I'd like to be left alone in the room if that's possible.
何を調べるつもり？
Kind of a long story.
何の説明もなしに私がいいわよって言うと思っているの？
Yes. Point taken. Okay, I'll give you the executive summary. Someone took a few pot shots at the bakery where Machina works. Fortunately, no one was injured, but it's most likely harassment from the Branch family to make her quit the job.
そう。ついに行動に移し始めたということね。
And that's the theory, but I can't say for sure who was responsible yet. That's what I want to borrow your PC to investigate.
いいけど、あまりおかしなサイトにはアクセスしないでもらえる？
Oh, don't worry. I will. Remember, guys, the deep web can't be accessed by Google. You gotta use Bing. Appreciate it. I'll let you know when I'm done, so go kill some time reading the porn magazines under my bed or something.
冗談よね。
Why don't you take a look and see?
まあいいわ。本当にあったら全部捨てるわよ。
Damn. Feel free. I give Sakaki a little wave as she stalks out of the room. Wonder what sort of expression she'd make if I changed her PC wallpaper to a picture of my groin. Unfortunately, there's no time for such an absurd prank at that moment.